Hi, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kyler. Actually, now I'm Dr. Kyler Shumway, and I wanted to make this short video just to give you a sense of what my postdoctoral fellowship is like here at Eddy Psychotherapy. So I'm not really trying to sell this to you, I'm just trying to provide you with information. I do feel like Eddy provides kind of a hidden gem amongst the postdocs, so I wanted to give you guys a little bit more of an inside scoop. Especially because this is the time of year I remember looking through all of the postdocs and trying to figure out, like, where do I want to go? This is like internship 2.0, and I don't really have a good sense of what I want next. So let me tell you a little bit about Eddy, some of the opportunities that you can pursue while you're here. I'll talk about the postdoctoral position specifically, and then I'll close by just talking a few Austin things, because Austin is a really fun place to live. So Eddy Psychotherapy is one of the largest private practices here in the city of Austin, and my sense is that the clients probably don't know that because there is such a strong community-based boutique feel to the practice. But the advantage of having such a strong group of professionals here at Eddy is we can offer so many different things. There are people who do individual, group, couples, social skills workshops, and we also can address a wide range of issues. So we're able to really meet clients at whatever need they're coming in with. And Eddy is also family founded. So this practice has been running for 30 years. It has that mom and pop shop feel to it because the family is still here working. The original mother and father who put the practice together still work here, and their daughters are psychologists and they now work here. So there's this neat family core that sits at the center of what Eddy's all about, and I really think that's interesting and unique. Eddy is also incredibly successful. So within my first 2 weeks here, they filled my schedule, which is really unheard of when it comes to an outpatient practice. They were bringing people in immediately, and it's because they have such a strong reputation throughout the city of Austin. The clinical attitude of Eddy is very person-centered and emotionally focused. There are some clinicians here who will see people very long-term. They'll see folks anywhere from a year to multiple years. There are clinicians who just do group therapy, who run groups for multiple sessions end on end all day long, and they can do that for years at a time. There are some folks who are a little bit more focused who will see people shorter term, although that's less common because Eddy is really more focused on going beyond just symptom management. So they're not going to keep anybody here who doesn't want to be here, of course. They help them address the main issue that brings them in for therapy, and then they also try to promote opportunities for doing some of that deeper work. So if that's something that interests you, this can be a great way to try that out for yourself. Or if that's something that you're really looking for, this can be a home base for you. So that's a little bit about Eddy as a practice, but I want to talk about the opportunities specifically, like what do you actually get to do here? And the theme that goes throughout Eddy is flexibility. You have so much flexibility in terms of what you can do and when you do it. So you can set your own work schedule. For example, I come in at 7 in the morning and I leave after 6. So I do 4 10s and then I give myself a 3-day weekend every week, which is pretty nice. And I also have the flexibility to do therapy or assessments, workshops, weekend retreats, you name it. So this can be a great opportunity to kind of expand your repertoire. When it comes to therapy specifically, there are opportunities to do individual therapy, couples counseling, group therapy. There are just limitless options. So it really comes down to what you're most interested in and what you want to invest your time in. So those are some of the opportunities that you can pursue here at Eddy. Now I want to speak specifically to the postdoc position and why I decided to come here. So the postdoctoral fellowship goes for 1 year, and then Eddy really tries to bring on people for the postdoc who are interested in staying on more long term. So if you've got that sense of, man, I don't really have a place, I've never really been able to put down roots because I've always been moving for undergrad and grad school and internship. If you're looking to find a place to settle down for a little while, Eddy can be a great option for you. There's such a high level of investment in helping postdocs become psychologists. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to receive additional training and mentorship. The goal is by the end of your postdoctoral year to feel like you are the clinician that you want to be. So it's very tailored to you and your needs. There's also a great deal of autonomy here at Eddy. I feel like I'm finally being treated like an adult. I get to set my own schedule, I get to choose who I see and what I do. If I'm not seeing someone or I'm not in a meeting, I can work on some of my side hustle projects, which is unique because there are other sites where if you're salaried, the expectation is when you're on site and you have your set hours, you are working on things for the practice or for the organization. Deep Eddy is more flexible than that, so you're allowed to work on other things. So it really does feel like you're getting the respect that you deserve as a professional and with all of the work that you've put in thus far. We also use a cohort model here at Deep Eddy for the postdoc, so you immediately have other people who are at your same level of training and interest. If you enjoyed the cohort model at George Fox or maybe internship, then you can continue on with that. It's great because you instantly have a community to build off of at the beginning of your training. So I have a great group of postdocs here. My best friend is one of the postdocs, so that really adds to my experience. So that's one thing to consider as well. And then lastly, I'll talk a little bit about Austin itself and living in Texas sort of more broadly, just for those of you who might not be as familiar. So for those of you who don't know, Austin is a super cool city. It's also huge. It's growing rapidly, so there are lots of opportunities for work and for engaging in some of the awesome food and community and culture that's to be found in Austin. It's also a sister city to Portland, so if you enjoy Portland, Oregon, then chances are you'll be able to find your people here in Austin. There are a lot of the same sorts of opportunities and fun to be had. Texas also has a lower cost of living, and a big part of that is there's no state income tax, which makes a big difference if you're in your postdoctoral year and suddenly you have to start paying back some of those student loans that you generated throughout graduate school. So that really does make a big difference. All right, so that is your super brief intro to Deep Eddy Psychotherapy and the Postdoctoral Fellowship. My hope is that you feel encouraged to give Deep Eddy a look. Feel free to browse through the website to get some more information, but you can also email me directly if you've got specific questions that you'd like answered or would just like some more information in general. Good luck with the postdoc search. I hope that goes well for you, and I hope to be hearing from you soon.